there is a little word that I like to focus upon, and it's spelled T-I-M-E, time. Time is not a commodity. It is a gift from God which needs to be stewarded wisely. Scripture tells us that there is a time for everything. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, here is what it says: there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, and the list goes on. There is a reason why most successful people agree that time is the most valuable asset. Why? Because once it's gone, it cannot be replaced. It's gone forever. And like material things, for example, if you lose your watch, your car, your house even, these can be replaced, but time can't. You can even earn money, but you cannot earn more time. Firstly, how do we define time? Well, time is the progression of events from the past into the future. Time moves only in one direction, and it's possible to move forward in time, but never backward. Secondly, what is the most important time? Well, the most important time is now. Too many have said, if only I'd spend more time with the people dear to me, a spouse, children, grandchildren, family members, friends, or even given the time to the thing that could give me a better return, such as education, training, and personal development. Also, many of us regret having missed opportunity. And I've said very often over the years, the opportunity of a lifetime must be taken during the lifetime of the opportunity. So make sure that if you have good opportunity presented to you, don't miss them. Yes, time is very precious, and we should not waste it in any way. We can earn the money we spend, but we cannot get back the time that we waste. So this makes time more valuable than money. Hence, we should utilize the time in a most effective way possible to produce much fruit, and fruit that will last. Here are some principles that we need to know about time if we are to use it effectively. Number one, time is not infinite. Although time is a gift from God, this gift of time is not infinite. In fact, it is limited. None of us knows how long we will be here on this planet Earth. Therefore, let's make sure that we are good stewards of this valuable gift that God has given us and make it count. Paul gives us that advice in Colossians chapter 4. Conduct yourself wisely toward outsiders, making the most of the time. Number two, time is valuable. A famous Bible verse in Psalm 90 and verse 12 should become, I believe, our prayer. So teach us to count our day, that we may gain a wise heart. Remember, your time here on earth is very short, measured against the whole of eternity. May God help us to be wise in the way that we use our time. Time plays a significant role in each and every one of our lives. Times help us to form a good habit of structuring and organizing our daily activities. If we could understand better the real value of time, we would gain experience and develop skill over time as an investment for our future. Time is the most valuable resource that God has given us because we cannot get it back. Number 3, time is to be used intentionally, wisely. God's called us to be wise about the usage of our time and wants us to use it in an intentional way, in line with the purpose in which we all have been created for. Paul in Ephesians chapter 5 tells us this word, "Be careful then how you live, not as unwise people, but as wise, making the most of the time, because the days are evil. So do not be foolish, but understand what the will of God is." So be wise in managing your time in line with God's will in your life. And let me conclude by saying we are all invited not to take our time here on earth for granted, but to use it to build up God's kingdom. God is calling all of us to not squander the gift of time, but to recognize its limit and its value. And let's be deliberate on how we use it to make a real difference for God's glory. Therefore, let's make sure that we understand that time is precious and making sure that we make account for God's purposes in our lives. God bless you.